Hey guys, NCAP24 from SmartMadden.com coming back with another video out of our tight offset tight end formation scheme series. We're going to still look at the Y out halfback swing, and we're going to be looking at man coverage today. Before we go into anything, I just want to remind you that we're going to be using the halfback one package here, where it puts the number one halfback in your backfield and puts your number one receiver at the right slot position. So go ahead and take a look at this play and show you how it beats man coverage. So this play stock is just a great man beater, and I want to show you basically how each one of these routes individually do a great job of beating man coverage and how we can use these in conjunction with each other. The first one let's talk about is the Y route. The Y is a corner, and if you guys know Madden 16, not all corners are created equal. Some have a slow break, some have a great break, some don't even break that much at all. This one is a great breaking corner route. Roddy White, who's not a great route runner and is not a great speed guy, will get the separation on the number 3 DB because of the route itself. So let's go ahead and take a look at that Y first. You're going to see that as soon as he gets that break, you want to be able to fire that out on his break for the easy 10 to 15 yards. Now, what's really nice about this play, it's got an additionally nice man beater on the right side with the A route. That A route is one of the best man beating routes in the game, and what it is it looks like it's originally a corner route, then he goes flat with it, turns it into a nice either like a dig or nice out route is basically what it ends up being. But because of the double break, it gets a really good separation on the DB. So watch the A route right now, and you're going to see that you're going to get that wide open separation right there for the either easy 10-15 yards plus, depending on how you turn the corner. Now the third option is going ahead and hitting this X route underneath. Typically speaking, if somebody bases the lines, or if they don't base the line, the X has inside position on his man player. So what we're going to do is, so that we don't have the middle linebacker in our way, we'll either block our running back or put the running back on a swing left. I'm going to go ahead and just block him, and you're going to see that the X receiver now, because he's got inside position, is going to be able to hit this easy drag route and get some yards after the case. A lot of times I go up to that play when it's short yardage situation. Now again, on short yardage situation, what you can also do is put the B now on a drag route and block your running back, and what you're going to do is really create a mesh concept where you're going to have two crisscrossing drags. You're going to have the Y to the outside or the A to the outside, and you're really going to have to pick up the litter of which player you want to hit. Now, typically speaking, the way I would go by progression is the X receiver first, the B receiver first, X receiver second, A receiver third. The reason why I do that and not the opposite to the Y receiver is because the Y will have a quicker break than the A will, so you need that extra time to be able to hit the A. So I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So the first thing I'm looking at right now, and I'll talk out loud of my thought process, is the B open. Right now the B is not open. I'll go to the X or the A. Okay, so that's my thought there because I'm looking X then A. If I'm trying to do it to the opposite side, you're going to get yourself in trouble. The reason why that is if I'm looking X first, then B, then Y, I'll show you what happens here. I'm thinking X here, say he's not open B. Now I want to go to the Y. See how that guy catches up over there? Because that route breaks before the A route does. So if you want to have a 3-level concept when you're looking at progression reads, you want to go B first, X second, A third. Okay, so I'll show it to you one more time. My thought process here. Okay, I'm looking at the B receiver first. Does the B receiver get open? Nope. I can dump it off to the X receiver. My third read would have been the same side level there to the A receiver. Okay. So now that you gone ahead and saw how this play works stock and with a one little wrinkle added in when it comes to the B drag, let me show you how we can go ahead and use this to our advantage to set it up against zone coverage and man coverage to have two different beaters on two different sides, which is a very powerful ability to beat your opponent. Now let's go ahead and show you here. What I'm going to do first on the first one is go ahead and put the X on a streak, and then I want to go ahead and put the B on a flat and block your running back. If you watch the cover 3 video, you're going to see that this is an amazing cover 3 beater. Okay, it's a flood concept to the left hand side. It's going to be cover 2, cover 3, and most cover 4s depending on what side of the field you're in. Now, What's great about this is if you don't know which coverage it's going to be, you're going to have the ability to beat zone to the left and then man to the right. So by isolating that receiver on the right-hand side, watch what we can do here with this A receiver. And you're going to be able to get that easy throw to the right-hand side. Let's just get down here. To really be able just to make that guy have a one-on-one situation. And when you move this guy over, as long as they don't base the line, what you're going to see is that you're going to be a one-on-one, the number 1 receiver versus number 4 DB. Okay. Now you can also go ahead on the same token is if you misread the coverage, you could still hit this Y right here on that same man beater because of the way the route combination allows him to get open. Now the second way we could do this is we could actually go to the right side with us doing the same exact concept. We can put the X now this time going to the right side. We'll put him on a flat and put the B on a streak. Now what you're going to do is block your running back as well, and now you're isolating the Y receiver. So if you see the Y receiver here, he's going to be able to get that outside ability on man coverage, but you're also leaving your opportunity to beat a flood concept on the right side against zone. So let's go ahead and show it to you over here, or you can go ahead and use the same player here, A, against man coverage, and be able to hit him as well on that little zone beating combination, but has a man beater in it. Now that I've gone ahead and shown you the concept of breaking the field in half, attacking zone on one side and man on the other, now I want to show you how to use the motion concept to be able to get these players freed up in a man situation. First thing you want to do with all these plays is block your running back. Now you're going to see that we have 3 still very overpowered man beaters on this stock. So by motioning them, that's not going to change on this route combination because these guys don't get in their way. You've got always 1 going left, 1 going right, and then 1 underneath. That's a great route combination to beat man because no matter who the user is, they can't cover the entire field by doing this. Even if they try to take your first, second, and third read out, it's not able to be done because if, say the first read here is the drag, and then they go to the second read's the A, the Y is going to be open. Say the first read's the Y, and then they try to go ahead and get back to the X, the A is going to be open. And say if they want to take the A and then go back to the X, the Y is going to be open. They're attacking 3 different parts of the field. A user cannot cover all 3. That's why this is an overpowered play. Let's go ahead and show you just the beaters themselves. The first thing I'm going to look at is always look at the X because the X is going to be the first player that has the ability to get open because of the quickness of his route, right? So that's the first player you want to throw to on the dump off. Now the second player that's going to get open quicker on this is typically going to be the Y receiver if he doesn't get bumped off his route. We put him in traffic by putting him in that bunch, so sometimes he's going to get bumped off his route, and then if he does get bumped, we're going to throw the A. If he doesn't get bumped, the Y is going to be the next guy we look at. So this time the Y gets a little bit bumped, but he still gets off of it. We're going to be able to throw him right underneath. Unfortunately, I get the bump out from the back, but you can see how open he gets. We'll try it one more time on the Y here, and you're going to see again, just block the running back. And you're going to be looking at him as the first thing. He does get bumped, but he's still going to be able to get that positioning where he needs to be and gets that player open. Now, the last of the 3, when you move it over, is to go ahead and go to that A receiver. And you're going to see again that if I was users trying to cover the A or the Y, you just can't do it. And you're going to be able to get that play really easily. So that's just the simple motion of putting the Y to the right. Now we can do the same exact thing. Now we can do is take the A and motion him to the left. And you're going to see now you're going to have a high-low concept with the A and the X receiver, but you're now going to be attacking 2 different sides of the field. Again, my first read is going to be the X because he's going to be the first one that gets his separation. Then I'm going to go to the Y, and then I'm going to go back to the A is my thought process. So here we're looking at the X. He gets that nice little hard turn, and now we're going to be able to get down the field pretty easily for the turn off the drag. Now let's go ahead and move him over again and show you that I'm going to block the running back here, and you're going to see that you're going to be able to get the Y open off the same thing before. All you're doing is basically hitting him off the break like you did before. And lastly, let's go ahead and show you the A route here. Block the running back, and you're going to see that he still gets that same separation right there over the middle. And it's just a tough concept to be able to defend all 3 levels from a user standpoint. Now the next one we're going to show you is how we can go ahead take this X receiver and motion him to the right. And it's just going to be the same exact thing we showed before. You're going to have the X now as your primary receiver. And he goes to this side, and you're going to be able to get him open. You can go ahead and look at your second guy who's going to be, in this time of progression, will be your Y receiver. Because your eyes are going to the left, right? So you're going to the I receiver. Now you're going to go to the Y. Or you can go ahead if you see that the player jumps to the left side, so the user player jumps to the left. Now your eye is going to go back to the right side to the A receiver. So right now, say they jump left, we're going to go back to this player here and just get the play for either 10, 15-yard gain that way. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we can go ahead and use the hash marks to our advantage. So we're going to put this on the left hash mark and show you how we're going to attack from that side. What we're going to do here is we're going to take the A receiver and we're going to motion him to the right-hand side. Okay, that's going to do, he's still going to get open, but what you're going to see now is when you motion it, the player now from a compressed set becomes in a pressing motion. So before you saw that they weren't pressing. Now they're going to be pressing to the guy on the right. This A route still beats press. Once he gets off of it, that separation is still there. So we can go ahead and do the same exact thing we were doing before, and you're going to see here, I'm going to show you the A route first. And you're going to see how he loses his man against man coverage on that second move on that play. Now we're going to go move this guy over. And this is just great to go with all the other gun-tight offset plays. With all this motion, they're going to lose themselves of what they're going to do. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit this X receiver underneath. And you're going to be able to get your short yardage play on that setup. Or you can go ahead and then hit your Y receiver on that motion as well, opening up all those players. So go ahead and show you here. You can see how consistent these routes are against man coverage. Now the opposite way to do this again is now if you're on the right hash, use that one corner route to your advantage and use that to be able to do the same exact concept. So move this guy over and you're going to be able to hit the X, the Y, or the A. Or if you want to get the B involved and have him do another drag, you can put him in that situation as well. So you'll see here the Y will still get the ability to get off of that break if you time it right on the left-hand side when it comes even in a press situation. Now, again, we like to do a lot of this motion because we want to keep our opponent not knowing where we're going. We're going to go ahead and now go to the X receiver, and you're going to see here, again, short yardage situation. We're going to be able to get that player open. It's going to be a little bit different of a dynamic when you move this guy over, because look at the DBs, what ends up happening. See how they both go into pressing mode when that happens? So the X is going to be a little bit less open because he's closer to the player. He's still going to beat the man press, but he's not going to be as open because of the separation is going to be less because the player's closer. So that in that type of situation, I would go to the A receiver as my primary target, knowing that he's going to get a little bit better release in that situation. This last man beater is actually going to go against a different type of man coverage, and I'm going to show you how to beat the cover 1 press. Now, the cover 1 press, and the reason why it's called cover 1 is because it leaves only one high safety. That's what cover 1 does. Cover 2 has the 2 high safeties. Cover 3, literally you have the high safety, but you got 2 of the cornerbacks on high deep zones. But cover 1 press only has 1 deep safety, and then everybody else presses and does coverage that way. When I see that type of coverage, a lot of times people will go ahead and throw that in if you're beating them over the middle with man beaters. I like to go to this man beater to beat that specific man coverage. So what you're going to do here is, if you look at it, this is the way it's stock. I like to flip it because X is a faster receiver than B for me, and this is all about the speed. So I'm going to go ahead and just flip it so that way my X is running that skinny post. I'm going to put the Y on a streak, block my running back, put the A on a hitch, and move this B receiver out and put him on a smoke screen. By doing so, you're going to isolate the X receiver against his man over the top to be able to get a wide open speed game with his DB in order to beat him, you know, for the big yardage. Now, this does need to work on the right hash mark in order to make it work, so just make sure you know that, and we'll go ahead and show it to you now. So go ahead and look at that X receiver. See how he gets inside position? As soon as he gets past that guy, we're going to be able to throw that ball over the top, pass lead him up, so you can be able to beat that guy over and get the easy score, guys. Thank you for watching this man beater video here for the Y out halfback swing. Again, this is AntCap24 from SmartMadden.com. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, share it to your friends. Come back and check out the cover 4 and the cover 2 videos that we still have to do on this play, so you guys can get well versed on how to use this play in any situation. So I appreciate it, guys, and have a great day.